Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin price and what's been going on in the past day or so. So before we do jump into today's video, I have been letting you all know for the past couple of videos that the Discord is underway. The Discord is now complete, so if you do want the invitation link to the Discord, if you do want to come and join the Cowboy family, then you will find the link in the description in this video. Just go click it, join the chat. It is just going to be a place where everyone in the community can have a laugh, share memes, you know, talk about things, stay up to date with time sensitive information, talk about altcoin picks. But like I said, it really is just a place to kind of mess around, share memes and talk as a community. That is really what I made it for. So let's jump right into the video. So Chop Nation, everything has been getting chopped up the past couple of weeks. We've been chopping out the bears, chopping out the bulls, chopping out the bears, chopping out the bulls, and once again we're having a bear day. We're chopping out the bears. We are having an increase in the past day or so. So let's talk about it. Well, if we look at this on the daily time frame, you can see that we are right back into this ascending channel, and we've been talking about this when we did break to the downside of this. I said I believe the bottom is nearer than the top, and that doesn't mean that we can't go back to the top of the channel, which we've already done today, and then move back down to the bottom of this channel before we do have a breakup later on in the next week or so. I do think there's going to be a lot of nothing for the next week or so, and that is mainly because of the Fed meeting. I've talked about this in the past couple of my videos, depending on what altcoin it is. But the Fed have a new meeting coming into the 3rd and 4th of May. If we look at our calendar here, you can see this is basically, you know, 5 or 6 days away. So this should all be wrapped up within a week's time. So normally when this happens, these Fed meetings do suck the blood out of the market. Everything does kind of chop around and do a lot of nothing while we are waiting for these Fed meetings. And, you know, on the basis that nothing crazy was released on the Fed meeting, then, you know, the market should normally pump after that. So I am still expecting much more continuation and higher price targets for Bitcoin. Now, we talked about this channel. We also lined up the wicks that we've got down here, and you can also see, you know, depending on whether you want to consider this also a channel, I would consider it the lower bound of this channel. You know, including these wicks here. I would just consider that we're in a giant channel with a huge line of support here that we have recently hopped back above. I wouldn't be getting too incredibly bullish over the next week while we are below these EMA ribbons. However, if you watched my video a couple of days ago or so, you know that I said, in my opinion, I do think it is quite likely we could have a move up to 49,300 in the next couple of weeks or so. Absolutely nothing has changed. I'm not going back on that. A lot of people might be thinking, oh, because Bitcoin has broken back below here, then there is no way that Bitcoin would go up to 49.5. And the fact that I'm seeing so many people bearish right now is just making me more and more bullish. I like to be a contrarian trader. I like to acknowledge that most of the time, you know, I'm not saying people that watch my channel, but 99% of traders are normally wrong. It is normally the retail traders that are always wrong, feeding money to the whales, feeding money to the smart investors. And we move in these cyclical cycles, and I say this in a lot of my videos where, you know, crypto loves to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people most of the time, and that is why we're having all these chop ups recently. What is also very interesting is we can see Facebook is up 18% today. A lot of people who watch my crypto videos probably do not care about this at all, but Facebook is up. Tesla is trying to hold this line of support. Coinbase is, I don't want to say it's up, I mean it's really dying right now. The stock market is up, basically, is what I'm trying to say. We are having a bounce, which was basically a double bottom from here. So I really like what we're seeing right now. I do want to see more continuation. Super healthy bounce on the Nasdaq, but not so good. We are still seeing continuation with the US dollar. So we really want to see the dollar get thwarted, and it is not often at all that the dollar gets up to this 80 region. I mean, historically speaking, you know, we got to 80 here. This was a huge top. We got to 80 here, And what did we do? We had a correction. We had a sizable correction. I mean, from the dollar from 94 to 93, that's a pretty big correction. This over here as well, you can see this was another top when we came up to 80 just recently. And over here as well, we didn't make it to 80, but 80 is where we are right now. So I honestly do think we're setting up for this triple top pattern. I've been talking about this in my last dollar videos. The 200-week moving average heat map for Bitcoin, you know, I think we're somewhere in this phase where we're really getting, you know, we're not extended at all from your moving averages, the 200-week moving average being this line in the sand right here. And this is exponentially moving. If we did come down to it now, you could see that this would be lining up with approximately a $20,000 Bitcoin. I don't think we will be heading down there, but historically, whenever we do have these flush outs and it gets worse, comes to worst, we do move into this line, which, like I said, right now is currently sitting at 20,000. If we come over to the Fear and Greed Index, recently, or it was yesterday, we fired a 21. That is extreme fear. Today we're sitting at 24. We are still in extreme fear. I honestly think when everyone is absolutely terrified, when the markets are completely shaken up, everyone's in extreme fear, everyone's expecting lower price targets, people are bearish because of this Fed meeting coming up in the next week, I think then is the time to be diligent, to recognize that Bitcoin is extremely undervalued right now, at least in my opinion. Looking at this on the more macro time frame, you can see your oscillators are not even anywhere near the heart line on the daily. On the weekly, yeah, we're pretty much sitting below the heart line as well, so we have a lot of room to move up, in my opinion. The last time, where were we, when we were gearing up for this move, or should we talk about when we geared up for this next move after the correction? You know, we basically went up in a straight line after we got out of this phase. It did not take too much time to see Bitcoin start gearing up. So obviously this is the weekly time frame. It could take a little bit of time. Coming over to the daily, however, you know, we might not perfectly hit, you know, my 49,500 on the 14th of May. We might end up doing something like this, because I think we're going to chop around for the next week. We might do something like this, and then, you know, the 4th of May comes, or, you know, if I draw it so you can see, we get chop, we come down, 4th of May, Fed meeting is done, and then I think something like this could play out. It could overshoot, it could take a little bit more time. I imagine it'd probably take a little bit more time, but if anything, I'm not moving my price goal. I'll stick with this and we'll see what happens within the next coming weeks. So the stock market starting to warm up. The dollar is still looking very bullish, unfortunately, but I do think we are literally at that point where we are about to top up. Because Bitcoin's rallying, you can see the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, meaning basically your altcoin market cap, is increasing. We're trying to push back into this channel. We're seeing continuation on some altcoins today. However, your Bitcoin dominance is really showing that Bitcoin is king right now. So I've been saying this for my past couple of videos in the past week. I do think certain altcoins are very bullish, but I am hedging my bets right now by making sure that the majority of my portfolio is heavily dominated in Bitcoin. That means that if we do have a push up while the Bitcoin dominance is, you know, heading up, it means that altcoins will become cheaper against Bitcoin. I think that is just a safe thing to do. And that also means, you know, as you can see here, Bitcoin is going on a big rally, and it is only certain altcoins that are holding the market cap up. Almost everything is in the red. You can see you've got some very crazy market outliers today, like ApeCoin. I did a separate video on ApeCoin. If you're looking for analysis on that, check out my channel. But yeah, I mean, everything's kind of getting chopped up recently. It is very interesting to see. I think it's very funny how everyone and their nan is flipping bearish on Bitcoin right now. It makes me extremely bullish when you see everyone flip bearish. In my opinion, that's the time to flip bullish. So extreme fear, that makes me very bullish. On the heat map, I really think we're somewhere round about this phase. You know, I think the time for the dump has already happened. We've been consolidating to the side for the longest time now, and historically, you know, the only other accumulation phase that has been this prominent was this phase down here, where we really got chopped up for a very long time. You know, we had a huge bottom, we started to rally, came back down, double tested the bottom, and then we started moving up later on into the year. I think that is exactly what we've got going on right here, where we keep on coming back to this level. And I mean, from this big low down here and coming back to back test it, it looks exactly like this structure that we've got down here. In my opinion, at least, we are still a decent mileage away from the 200-week moving average, or you can actually see this is lining up with, yeah, about 19,000. So that is all I see for Bitcoin today. As always, or no, the 200-week moving average. Let's see where it is. Let's see where it is actually. So coming over to the weekly. 200 close, so this is your 200 EMA, your 200 weekly moving average. Yep. So if we put it over to the daily, we've already got the 200 day. We'll do the 200 week moving average. No, it is down here. It is down here at 21,000. So I don't know what the 7,000 correlates to. 200 week moving average 7,000, but it says price 20,000. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. 200 week moving average. This was the top, wasn't it? And then okay, yeah, this is very, very strange. Nonetheless, the chart is right, and you can see the monthly increase from the 200 week moving average. We are miles away from the 200 week. I don't think we are coming down. So that is pretty much all I've got for Bitcoin. I'm going to move back to the 200 day because I don't really like using the 200 week as much as I like using the 200 day. So we're back in the uptrend. Bitcoin is looking good in my opinion. Total crypto market cap heading back up. So is the total 2, which is the market cap excluding Bitcoin. Stock market rallying. Once again, I know most people don't give a single, you know, about Facebook, but we are seeing a crazy increase in volume right now for Facebook. This is going to be very good for tech stocks. This is going to be good for the stock market. If the stock market can chop around and rally for the next week and then break out on the Fed news, I think Bitcoin would have an insane chance of breaking out. Once again, we are literally at extreme fear. I don't provide financial advice on this channel, but you know, if I had to, then I would say when else are you going to buy Bitcoin other than when it's in extreme fear? I mean, do you want to buy it when it's in extreme greed, completely overextended? Because historically that's never worked out unless you're planning on holding for multiple years. These regions down here, when we're beat down in extreme fear like we're seeing right now, is the best time to DCA Bitcoin. That is all I've got. This is probably one of my longer videos. But yeah, there is a lot going on in the general markets today, and then we also needed to talk about the Fed news. So lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff to take in. As always, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market. And once again, if you did want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description. As I said, it is really going to be a place where the cowboy community can just chill, share memes, talk about life, and you know, do all that chill stuff. I mean, I didn't want to make it to share like trades like 24/7. I mean, that's really not the purpose. It is just a place where, you know, crypto bros and sisters can just go and chill and talk about what's going on in the charts. So that is all I've got for you today. As always, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion. And yeah, cowboy out. Peace.